Watch the same man carry the same weight up the same hill 5 times. Same paycheck, same job, same rent, same groceries, same quiet hope of getting ahead. And 5 times before that paycheck even lands in his account, a piece of it has already been claimed by a number he owes to someone else. Because here's the thing nobody explains about debt. It doesn't just take your money, it takes your choices. Every dollar you owe is a dollar of your future that already belongs to somebody else, and the interest is the rent you pay to keep borrowing your own life back. This is the same man at 5 levels of debt: $500, $2,000, $10,000, $25,000, and $50,000. Same person, same income. And you're going to watch the exact same life get heavier, slower, and smaller at every single level until the weight decides things he thinks he's deciding for himself. And then at the end, the part that actually matters, how you put the weight down. Because the ladder of debt only goes one direction while you're on it, but there is a way off, and it's the opposite of what most people do. This is your life at every level of debt. Let's feel the weight. $500, a pebble in the shoe. At this level, debt is an annoyance, not a threat. Maybe it's a lingering card balance, a small loan from a friend, a bill that rolled over. It nags. It's a little embarrassing, but it doesn't change how he lives. He can still say yes to things. A last-minute dinner, a small emergency, a good deal, none of it is blocked by $500. The weight is there, but he barely feels it under everyday life. Here's what matters about the pebble, though, and almost everyone gets it wrong. This is the easiest debt you will ever kill, and it's the one people ignore the longest. $500 feels too small to worry about, so it sits. And while it sits, it quietly teaches you that owing money is normal. That's the real damage at this level. Not the interest. The habit. The move at $500 is almost insultingly simple. Clear it now, this month, before it introduces you to its bigger cousins. Because debt is the one thing in your financial life that grows while you sleep in the wrong direction, and the pebble in your shoe is how the whole mountain starts. And notice the psychology the pebble installs, because it's the seed of everything that follows. When you carry a small debt comfortably, you learn a dangerous lesson, that the credit line is an extension of your income. That I can afford it starts to mean the minimum payment fits. That's the exact thought that walks a person one comfortable step at a time from a pebble to quicksand. Nobody wakes up $50,000 in debt. They get their $500 at a time, each one feeling survivable, each one teaching them that the next one will be too. $2,000. Now he's wearing a backpack. It's not crushing. He can still walk, still work, still function, but he feels it on the hills now. The unexpected car repair, the month with 5 Fridays, the moment a real opportunity shows up, and he realizes he can't quite reach for it. 2,000 is the level where debt stops being invisible and starts being a passenger. Every financial decision now has a second voice in the room. But you owe. A raise gets mentally spent before it arrives. A windfall goes to the balance instead of the future. And this is where the interest starts to bite in a way he can feel. On a typical credit card, $2,000 quietly costs him around $40 a month just to stand still. $40 that buys him nothing, changes nothing, and simply vanishes as the price of yesterday's spending. The trap at $2,000 is that it's survivable. It doesn't hurt enough to force action, so he adapts to the backpack, adjusts his posture, and carries it. And a weight you've learned to carry is a weight you stop trying to put down. The move here is to get angry at the $40, because that number is the sound of your money working for someone else. And picture where that $40 a month actually goes over time. Left alone, just the interest on $2,000 is close to $500 a year, $500 every year, that buys him nothing and moves him nowhere. That's a flight home. And that's a month of his kids' activities. That's the exact kind of money that, pointed the other direction, starts building the life he keeps telling himself he can't afford. The backpack isn't heavy yet, but it's already quietly robbing him in small enough amounts that he's trained himself not to notice. $10,000. The backpack is now a boulder and he's carrying it uphill. At 10,000, debt stops being a passenger and becomes a partner in every decision he makes. This is the level that reshapes a life quietly. He takes the job he can't stand because he can't afford a gap. He stays somewhere he's outgrown because moving costs money he doesn't have. He says no to things now, not because he wants to, but because the Boulder says no for him. Watch the paycheck at this level. A meaningful slice of it is gone before he sees it, servicing a number that never seems to shrink. On high-interest debt, $10,000 can cost him $200 a month or more just in interest. That's a car payment, a utility bill, a week of groceries, evaporating every month into the past. And here's the cruelty of the Boulder. It makes the exact behavior that created it feel necessary. He's so squeezed by the payments that he has nothing left over, so the next emergency goes right back onto the card, and the Boulder grows. He is running as hard as he can and standing perfectly still. Think about what that steals beyond the money. At $10,000, he has no buffer left, which means every small misfortune becomes a large one. A flat tire isn't an inconvenience, it's a crisis, because there's no cushion to absorb it. It goes straight onto the pile. The Boulder doesn't just weigh him down, it removes his ability to handle the very bumps that made it grow in the first place. He is one bad week away from the next level at all times, and some part of him knows it, and that low background fear follows him into every room. 10,000 is the level where people finally feel the weight for real, and it's the level where the way you carry it starts to matter more than the number itself. $25,000. The weight has become a cage. This is the level where debt stops shaping his choices and starts making them for him. At 25,000, he is no longer a man with some debt. He is a man whose life is organized around debt. The job isn't a career anymore, it's a payment plan he can't quit. The alarm clock isn't his, it belongs to the balance. Look at what the cage costs. $25,000 of high-interest debt can run $500 a month in interest alone before a single dollar touches what he actually owes. He could pay for years and watch the number barely move because he's not paying down the debt, he's renting it. He's a tenant in his own financial life, and the landlord is a credit card company. And the cage does something darker than take money. It takes his time horizon. He stops thinking in years and starts thinking in weeks. This paycheck, then the next. Planning a future feels like a luxury for people who aren't trapped. Dreams get smaller to fit the bars. There's a specific, expensive kind of trap that lives at this level too. The cage makes him desperate enough to reach for anything that promises relief. The debt consolidation that just moves the weight around, the payday loan that sets the whole thing on fire, the buy now, pay later that feels like breathing room and is really just another bar. Desperation is the most costly financial state there is because it makes bad deals look like rescue. The people who profit most from someone at $25,000 are the ones selling him a more comfortable way to stay exactly where he is. But here's what the cage is hiding, and it's the beginning of the way out. A cage has a door, and the key isn't more income. It's a change in how the weight is attacked, which you're about to see. $50,000. This isn't a weight anymore. It's quicksand. At $50,000 in high-interest debt, the ground itself is working against him. The minimum payments, the amount the lender says is okay, are calibrated to keep him exactly here, sinking slowly, paying forever. He can make every payment on time, do everything he's told, and still be no closer to free in 5 years than he is today. That is the design, not the accident. The math is brutal. $50,000 at a high rate can demand $800, $1,000 a month just in interest, an entire second rent paid to hold a position, not to escape it. He is pouring a salary into a hole and watching the hole stay exactly as deep. And put two people side by side at $50,000 to see the real lesson. One makes only minimum payments. The calculator says he'll be paying for the better part of 30 years and hand over more in interest than the original debt itself. He pays $50,000 twice and gives most of his working life to it. The other changes one thing: he stops adding to it and attacks the highest rate balance with everything he has. Same debt, same day, same income. One is free in a few hard years. The other is still sinking when his hair goes gray. The difference wasn't luck or a raise. It was a decision about how to point the same dollars. And quicksand does to the mind what it does to the body. The harder he struggles alone, a little extra here, a skipped meal there, the more hopeless it feels, because the interest swallows the effort. Most people at this level simply stop struggling. They accept the sinking as permanent. They decide that debt is just part of who they are now. It is not. $50,000 feels like a life sentence, but it is a math problem, and math problems have solutions. The person who gets out isn't the one who makes the most money. It's the one who finally attacks the weight in the right order. So let's talk about the door. So walk back down the weight with me, and then let's put it down for good. 500 a Pebble, 2,000 a backpack, 10,000 a Boulder, 25,000 a cage, 50,000 quicksand. The same man, the same paycheck, the same life, getting heavier, slower, and smaller at every level, not because he earned less, but because more of what he earned already belonged to someone else. Now here's the escape, and it's the opposite of what the weight wants you to do. Debt makes you want to spread your effort thin, pay a little on everything, keep everyone happy, make no one angry. That's how you stay stuck forever. The way out is to get ruthless and focused. First, stop the bleeding, not one more dollar of new high-interest debt, no matter what. Then list every debt by its interest rate, ignore the balances, and throw every spare dollar at the highest rate first while paying minimums on the rest. That single change, highest rate first, is the difference between free in 3 years and trapped for 30, because the highest rate is the fastest growing part of the weight. And understand what you're actually doing when you kill a dollar of high-interest debt. You are earning a guaranteed return most investments can't touch. Paying off a card charging 24% is a guaranteed tax-free 24% return on that money. There is almost nothing safer or more powerful you can do with a dollar. Debt payoff isn't the boring thing you do before you invest. For high-interest debt, it is the best investment on the table. The weight lied to you. It told you the number was your identity, that this was just your life now. It isn't. Every dollar you throw at the highest rate lifts the weight a little, and the lighter it gets, the faster it lifts, the exact reverse of how it crushed you on the way up. So start where you are, on whatever rung the number puts you today, and do the one focused thing. Stop borrowing, attack the highest rate, and refuse to negotiate with the minimum payment. The weight comes off the same way it went on, $1 at a time, except this time, every dollar is buying back a piece of your life. Put the weight down. It was never yours to carry forever. Count it quietly,